Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh. Thanks for being here today. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to talk about the Labrant family. We have spoken about them quite a bit in the past. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they still don't care. But what bugs me the most about the Labrant family is that they consider themselves Christian. And as someone who considered myself Christian for most of my life, and who still still believes in God and everything, who was a pastor at a church, who understands this world that they live in, it's so bad what they do. And they're so bad at it. Recently, their son Zealand had some febrile seizures, and obviously they did not miss the opportunity to capitalize on it. And that's what pisses me off. That's one of the things about family vloggers that really, really gets me, okay? The one thing that just sickens me is when these families use injuries, sicknesses, disease, death, whatever, and they will capitalize on it for social media points. It is insanity. Regular people don't do this, and everybody sees right through it. So let's get to it. Cole and Savannah obviously are twins, whatever, but we've seen them clickbait cancer. We've seen them do a whole bunch of stuff, and they just have no shame. So if you go to Labrant Fam Snark, it's where I kind of go for any updates on these D-bags. That's what they are. And it's a great place to get all that stuff. People will do the updates. You don't have to watch their videos. There's got a lot of people who will do video, like they'll tell you what's in the video, so you don't have to go watch it. But these people do not let them get away with anything, and I like that. They really do some stuff. But I went to this to the vlog recap, and you just go through here. The person that made that linked this, and this is what a febrile seizure is. It's an overview. A febrile seizure is a convulsion in a child that is caused by a fever. The fever is often from an infection. Febrile seizures occur in young, healthy children who have normal development and haven't had any neurological symptoms before. So this is kind of a normal thing. It can be frightening when your child has a febrile seizure. Fortunately, febrile seizures are usually harmless, only last a few minutes, and typically don't indicate a serious health problem. You can help by keeping your child safe during febrile seizures and offering comfort afterwards. Call your doctor, have your child evaluated as soon as possible. Now, Cole and Sav obviously went into DEFCON purple, and I get that. I would too, okay? Like this step would scare the shit out of any parent, okay? Anything going on with your kids should scare the shit out of you. They will stop at nothing to capitalize on this stuff when this is relatively a normal thing for kids, right? But because it's them, it's so much more different. And we need to record it because we need to tell everybody about it, because maybe there's other people who go through this. It's a febrile seizure. I'm not trying to diminish that it's dangerous. All these family vloggers, all they do is we're trying to bring awareness. Well, thanks, doctor. We don't need your awareness. It's so silly. And again, they post this tweet about Cole saying this because Cole and Sav tend to lean on the old school Christian mentality that if you're sick, if you have anxiety or whatever the case may be, it's probably because you're living in sin. I swear to God, some people believe that. And this is one of Cole's old tweets that will live on in infamy. To those of you saying depression and anxiety are a result of chemical imbalance in your brain, try this. Surround yourself with good people. Work out more. Breathe. Drink more water. Eat more fruit and veggies. Make your bed. Shower more. Get more sun. Get off your phone. Stop drinking, using recreational drugs. This is Cole, again, okay, saying shit like this that is really, really detrimental. And a lot of pastors and Christians and Christian counselors I'm going to go do a video on A Passenger's Sherry, Ruby Frank, talking to some lady on her Facebook group soon. And I cannot wait to show you what the shit these people are talking about. Christians, get your shit together. You think God didn't have a hand in making all these things and putting brains into people? If you believe in God, okay? Hear me out for a second. Why do you think God wouldn't make people smart enough to create medicine to help us? Medicine generally comes from natural parts of the earth. Medicine is good. Are these people not going to take a Tylenol if they have muscle aches and pains? Or are you going to eat more fruits and veggies? If you got a headache, what are you going to do? Are they not going to use any medicine at all? This is the thing that pisses me off again a lot about these people. Is then fine, don't ever go to a hospital, use a doctor or anything like that, because he'll say that to people who are struggling with depression and anxiety. At the same time, of course, he'll allow a doctor to prescribe his kids medicine too. So it's just they're hypocrites, and this is why people hate them, because they're bad at this. This is not just snarks. Like, we do not minimize Labrant's feelings about what happened. Any parent, rightfully so, would feel scared. And so it's all done. So head over to Labrant Fam Snark, guys. It's a really great place to get information. They're not just there snarking on thumbs and shit like I do, but they're there, and it's a really good source of information if you want to figure out what's going on with this. So let's go to this video quickly. It's a long one, but I want to tear this down. Oh, I wanted to show you guys also that Sherry Lewis, the mom, make sure she updated everybody on what was going on. This is her update with her fake boobs hanging out. Edit, if you don't see this, Cole did an update on how Zealand is doing on his story. Really? The febrile seizures. Was this necessary? Is her dresser full of medicine or pills? I don't even know what that is. Could be a necklace. I don't know. But thanks, Sherry, for the update on your boobs. We appreciate it. Not only are Cole and Sav using this for their own, but Cole's mom, who is obviously wants more attention than ever. Like, again, look at Cole. Where do you think he got it from? Look at his mom. That's it. That's all you have to say. These people are attention whores. That's what they are. They cannot live without attention. Taking a picture of your selfie of you in a mirror and talking about your grandson's febrile seizures while you're trying to be a thirst trap is not cool. You look silly and selfish. So anyway, let's get to this shit-ass video. Opening scene, all ad revenue made off this video will be directly donated to local organizations helping childhood seizures. Are there organizations? Again, they keep doing this because they know what they're doing is exploiting their son or daughter or whatever in all these cases, and they keep getting called out for it, right? And so they'll put this up, and I'm glad they do. You know, good for you for doing that, but at the same time, it doesn't, just don't film this shit, because like the poster said on Labrant Fam Snark, kids deserve medical autonomy. They also deserve medical privacy. Stop putting your kids' medical shit on the internet. Remember on Friday, we covered that one mom vlog or whatever her name is, who I guess they met on Love at First Sight or something like that. I guess I'll cover them. We'll go down the Snark Fest. And they're showing their kid having a seizure, and they're like, call the police while he's on his phone. He's like, where's your phone? I'll call the police. Don't do this. Stop it. Oh my God. I can't believe that social media just allows this. They need, and I've said this a million times, at minimum, social media could do something good here by just telling parents, no more medical videos. Anything to do with dentists, doctors, sicknesses, anything. Stop it. You're not allowed to do it anymore. Just that one thing, because it brings so many weirdos out. Ugh.
Hey guys, so it has been a long few days here at our house, really a long past week. So, and I know that we kind of share so much with you guys, and I know that you guys have been expectant of baby coming, and we posted something on our Instagram updating you guys of what happened with our son Zealand, and we feel like he's in a stable place right now, and we finally have time to sit down and talk with you, and obviously our emotions and where we're at.
Because you guys have to share everything about your kids' sicknesses. I just need you guys to understand where we are as a society, as people. That this is actually considered normal. That people don't even recognize how not normal this is. That your child had something, and you're like, okay, now we're going to update you on this. For what? To what end? The only end is their view counts. And yeah, they might donate the money. Sure. But the money's not everything they get. They get subscribers, they get comments, their channel grows. So it's not just money that they make. This is like they're trying to just exploit everything, because they always want to come across like there's these super parents. These two are not super parents. Let me tell you that. They're hardly parents at all. That's what I'm telling you.
We're a lot more stable now. Mm-hmm. We haven't been in a good place the past few days.
Yeah, I feel like any day leading up to today, I wouldn't have been able to film this video without crying the entire time.
Yeah.
And I feel like stable to make it and actually be able to talk to you.
Yeah. Lots of crying, but we know you guys have so many questions, and honestly, just sharing our Instagram posts alone brought so much help our way.
Did it? Not just calling a doctor could have brought help? What do you mean? What help did it bring your way? What he's saying there is that it gave us a boost in our social media presence. That's what he's saying. You don't stop posting shit online about your kids and expecting strangers to give you advice. That is what doctors are for. Why do we have to keep saying this? Why do they keep saying this bullshit excuse?
Because this is such new territory for us. I just want to like remind you guys so much that we're just a totally normal family. Like you guys going through totally normal things like pregnancy and childhood sicknesses.
Yeah, you're totally normal. We just, we're normal like you guys. We film every aspect of our life for you guys to watch like we're a bunch of zoo animals. Totally normal like you guys. No, you're not. You guys are not normal. Even if you weren't filming your life, your neighbors would be like, these people are normal. That's what would happen.
And things that you learn that we're learning. Yeah. So I'm trying to start from the beginning and just tell you guys exactly what happened Wednesday.
So Wednesday night, so technically like Thursday morning, I was supposed to go in for my induction to have the baby.
On midnight.
At midnight on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, I was actually taking a nap, and it was around like 4:35ish, and I was taking a nap just because we had the induction that night. I'm like, we need to get some sleep.
Is the induction generally just because you don't... we didn't do that. We just did everything. It just came and happened. So do people induce because they want a certain time frame? I don't know. You guys will answer my question below. I know there's probably certain reasons for induction, but they pushed the induction. So interesting. And
all of a sudden, comes running in the door is Cole holding Zealand, just like screaming. And it was super terrifying. That's how I woke up, and I'll kind of let Cole tell from there. But
yeah, well, Zealand started getting a fever. So my family flew in on Tuesday. Hopefully, the plan was induction Wednesday. My family comes in from Florida on Tuesday. They're going to be here with the kids while we're in the hospital.
Filming everything, too.
That was the plan. So Wednesday happens. Zealand comes out with a little fever. And we're not too concerned because, we have little kids. Anybody has little kids know that they get fevers, little colds. It's kind of constant, runny nose. Nothing of any concern. He's seeming fine. Mm-hmm. She's napping. I'm playing with him. And he's playing fine all day. But I noticed during her nap, right as she's napping, we're sitting down watching a movie, and I feel him getting warm on me. Warmer and warmer and warmer. And if he hovers around like 99 or something, we try not to do like Tylenol or stuff just because we don't want to like give our kids too much unnecessary medicine if they don't need it.
Right, but you will give them medicine. Even though you're telling other people on your social media platform, don't take medicine. So you're just a flaming hypocrite. Again, I understand what they're saying as parents, right? But you have to put all the other shit into context when you're talking about these people. Because they'll tell other people things, but then they'll go do whatever the hell they please. Which is a dangerous thing to do when you are an influencer over kids. Because kids watch these people.
Yeah. But remember I checked him, he was, he had gotten really warm. So I gave him Tylenol and assumed that would be it. He's going to calm down. It's happened with Posey so many times. Didn't think anything of it. And I can tell he's kind of getting sleepy on me, so I think he's about to fall asleep on me. And I tell he's getting kind of loopy. It's weird for me to tell him this because I feel like I haven't talked about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like telling the story back. But I'm in the
basically you just come running up the stairs as fast as you can. I heard you.
Well, I'm in the living room and I pull him off of me to look at him, and I just see him kind of gaze up at the ceiling. Mm-hmm. I see him gazing up at the ceiling, and I'm
crazy. Guys, look at this. I need you, I get that this is a story you tell, your family, okay, or the doctor. But they're sitting in front of a camera, and he's telling you every absolute tiny, minute detail of this thing this kid is going through. This kid will have this on the internet forever. And I'm not saying it's a terrible thing, oh, you had a febrile seizure, your friend's gonna make fun of you. It's not. It's just, this is medical privacy. Again, I've said this a million times. If the internet knows more about your kid's medical history than your damn doctor, you are not doing this right as a parent. Okay? It's just mind-blowing to me that people think this is normal.
Zealand, look at me. And he just deadpan, kind of gazing up at the ceiling. Really strange. And I made the thinking, is he looking at the lights? Or does he see an angel? These are literally thoughts just
does he see an angel?
Going through my head. And then I'm is he having a seizure? Because he's hot, and I kind of heard of fever seizures, but I've never seen it happen. I'm wondering if it's kids. I've never seen this. And then that's whenever he starts going really white and pale and just really limp. So yeah, I run upstairs, bust the door open. Savannah's sleeping, pregnant in her underwear, and I'm
did you have to say that?
Babe, this is bad. total panic.
He like hands him off to me, and I'm usually the one.
You're the calm one.
Yeah, I'm usually the one that can
one.
stay really calm and be like, okay, this is what we need to do. And he's usually the one that's panicking, and it totally switched. I started panicking. I'm like, call 911 right now. Get on the phone right now. I'm blowing. I don't even like. I've done CPR classes like 3 times in my life, and all of that just went over my head. Like it just like showed me how much like as soon as this baby gets here, I'm going straight to a CPR class. I'm doing all the things that I need to do to be prepared for.
Yeah, maybe you should have done that before all of your kids. Also, she's right. Everybody watching this too, please do yourself a favor and understand child CPR and if a child's choking, know those 2 things. Like, even if you have to get online and watch videos from professionals, do yourself a favor. Do not skip that shit. Okay? CPR for children is a lot different for CPR for adults. Okay? You'd really, really harm a child if you don't do it properly. Thank God I have a nurse here. Actually, Westy choked on macaroni and cheese or a hot dog the other day or something like that, and Kathy to the rescue. It was great. But I've taken first responder courses as well. I've taken first response courses as well. My wife is a nurse. We're good there. Like, I know what to do because in my head, I'm worried as a dad that I'm not going to be prepared. So I'm overly prepared for everything. I literally have a bug out bag in case the apocalypse happens because I'm a prepared dad who, even though people might think my wife might think I'm a little crazy for that kind of stuff, like I've been prepping a little bit, at least I'm prepared, okay? So even if it's silly and everybody wants to laugh at me, I'm prepared because my family is everything to me. And I mean everything to me. I will stop at nothing to protect my family. I hope, and I'm not making fun of them for this or shading them for this, but she is right. If you're listening, do yourself a favor right now. If you don't know how to do child CPR, go learn how to do child CPR, okay? Some places offer it for free. Doesn't matter if it's not free. Pay for it, get it done.
Or anything like that, just because I just completely froze. And I cried about it for a day after because I just felt like such a failure that I didn't know what to do in that moment. It was really hard, but basically we called 911 and I was blowing on his face, and I finally knew that me just blowing on his face wasn't doing anything. He was getting worse and worse, and you were
blowing on his face,
totally white, totally going purple. He was not breathing. He was not breathing at all. I handed him off to Cole. I'm on the phone with 911 just screaming my address, and she's telling me to calm down, and I'm like, I can't, he's not breathing. And so she finally was she's like, okay, listen to me.
Look, I know it's sad. I'm not trying to diminish what's going on here because it's absolutely the scariest thing could ever happen to a parent, right? But you cannot forget this, everybody, that there is a camera on them filming them doing this, saying these things, crying in front of the camera, and all this kind of stuff. Don't forget that. I get, there's stuff here, there's importance here. So it just comes off icky when it's them, right? If it's some random doctor or nurse coming out, hey, just so there's a story out there. If you want to know how to do this, how you do it. But they just capitalize. And it just always feels icky when they try to come across as good, or we did this, or we're innocent. It just rubs me the wrong way because they've just had too many opportunities to be a bunch of dingleberries, and they've definitely capitalized.
Down on his back, and so I'm trying to tell Cole what to do, but I can't because I'm just screaming.
It's just total panic.
It's just total chaos. And so finally his whole family's here, which was so awesome, and they come running in, and I hand the phone off to Sherry,
my mom,
and his mom, and she starts telling Cole what to do on the ground. I just would not have been able to do it. I don't know what I would have done if I was by myself.
And he stopped breathing. There's no other word. There's no other way to word it besides we thought he was dying.
It was so bad that I was I had started thinking of all the things that I was I thought he was gone. That's where my head was. Okay, he is dying, and what the heck am I gonna do? I'm about to push out this new baby. How am I gonna be happy? Poor Posey was next to me crying, and so I'm thinking.
I gotta stop you there. I know. That just rubbed me the wrong way. That in a moment that her kid is dying, that she thinks so, who is she thinking of? She's thinking of herself. How am I going to be happy? I got to push out this baby. I mean, they're being real and raw. But whoops. This is the problem, guys, with these people. This is the problem. This is who they are.
Like, I need to, like, go be with Posey so she doesn't see this, and, like, so many things. But then I'm, like, thinking, maybe I should go be with Zealand because this could be my last second with Zealand. So, like, there's just so much stuff that is going through my head.
We've had so many conversations after this happened, and it's amazing how much goes through your head. And that, I think it was maybe a 3 to 4 or 5 minute time period from him starting his, what we think was a, what's the word? I'm going to put it on the screen.
Febrile
seizure, I think is how you...
Which is a seizure caused by a high fever. And we've learned that's pretty common, even though...
Not crazy.
You sound like you're really interested into it there, Cole. He's like, yeah, we just went through this whole crazy process, and I don't even know the name of it anymore. Sounds like you're trying to bring awareness to it. You don't even know the name of it. And you don't even say it. Febrile. It's febrile. Unless I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
We've never seen it.
They are common.
But, so, to keep the story going, essentially, we run downstairs.
To keep the story going. Hear it. Guys, listen. Let's keep the story going. Keep this content 25 minutes long so we can maximize it.
I at this point, I have Zealand. She's on the phone 911 with my mom, and I just, before they even, I just start doing CPR on them for probably, because, I mean, yeah, and I hate saying this, but it just looked like he was dead. I just know.
So don't say it.
We all thought, and I knew it was bad because I was performing CPR almost in this daze, just trying to get him to start breathing. His head to the side on the ground, just like anything that I had kind of heard and remembered. And then I look up at some point, and I just see Savannah crying, Posey behind you, terrified, crying. You're like kind of trying to like protect her from seeing. It's so hard to watch. All my family literally around him in tears. My dad praying like in the corner, crying his eyes out. Like literally, we all thought this was like you hear those moments of just like terrible tragedies happening. We thought,
I hate this shit. Capitalizing on it, though.
This is that moment for us.
Yeah.
Because it is. This is scary. But again, don't forget that they're capitalizing on this crazy story because their whole life is for you to consume. They don't have anything else except for anything that ever happens in their life. They have to tell you. They have to tell you because they don't have any boundaries. And often it's their kids. Most often it's their kids who go through all these things that you know about because they feel the need to tell you.
Praise God, we live right next to a fire station.
Our neighbor is the fire station. That's literally our next door.
Our neighbor's a fire station. So the paramedics showed up about 2 minutes after I was doing CPR, and
they were really fast.
After 2 minutes of me doing...
Of course you took a picture of it. Of course you did. Ugh! Here it is, man. If your kid is dying like you think so, and again, Savannah's like, oh yeah, me, I'm thinking if he dies, what am I going to do? What vlog are we going to do about it? And you take a picture, like you think you're in a panic mode? This is why I don't really believe them at all. Is that they will stop at nothing to capitalize on any situation in their life, good or bad. And terrible like this, that they had a moment, oh, the paramedics here, now I'll take a picture. Don't ever do this.
Before they got there, he had started to breathe again. And it was like instantaneous of just like the color that came in his face. And like the relief that okay, he's not dead.
That we all felt.
Because we really thought he was dead. And again, we're not...
Holy shit, people. Really just, ugh.
I wasn't like checking a pulse or anything. It was just total panic of the CPR, and little by little, it was like a small breath, and then like a small breath. Like he was struggling to breathe really hard, so we had no idea. The paramedics rush in, they check his vitals.
They start pricking his...
He starts breathing better.
They started pricking it.
Disgusting. You guys are disgusting. You're disgusting for doing this. That they will literally take pictures of everything and share it with the internet, the world, this stuff. Imagine this kid going through what they're going through, and they still have the freaking balls. Take out their phone and snap photos. Cole's sitting there and snap photos. Can you imagine these paramedics are like, what are these people doing? This is emergency, taking photos? I can't get over this, that people think this is okay.
And doing like blood stuff.
Yeah.
They started doing...
The ambulance shows up immediately right after the paramedics.
What's in her hand? What's the most important thing to this woman right now? Her kid, yes, I will say that obviously the kid's the most important thing. She has her phone in her hand because Cole's probably like, film the trip to the hospital. You guys should be ashamed of yourself for not giving your kids any privacy, for considering what can be made into content before anything else, for thinking of yourselves, admittedly so, before anything else. And the scariest part is that they influence people to want to be like this.
And you load up in the hospital with him. At this point, we have no idea if it's going to happen again. If it was even a seizure.
Yeah.
If we have no idea. All we know is he's alive, and he's on the way to the hospital. So
I get in the ambulance with him, and we go to the hospital.
I follow right behind him in the car. My family stays behind with. And
Everly was at dance.
Really important.
Thank God, because I feel like Everly has the anxiety of Cole, where if she were to have seen that, like, her life would just completely change.
Everybody's at home and everybody's at dance by herself.
Like, I feel like anytime Zealand would even do anything funky, she would, like, go into a panic.
This whole event.
That's because you have made Everly out to be one of the parents. And we've heard that in the video. Well, we want Everly home to help out with the kid. Everly feels responsible for her brother and sister. You guys need to hear that again. Hear that again. Everly feels responsible for her brother and sister because the parents that are supposed to be aren't. A lot of you out there probably grew up parents like this and know what you're saying about this. My boys, I know this for a fact. Okay, the older one was responsible for the younger one because of the way that they were raised. Okay, and when he was no longer responsible because when they came to us, he didn't have to feel the need to protect him anymore. It gave them, the oldest, the pause, the break to say, I'm safe now. I don't have to watch out for them. But I need you to hear that, everybody. Everly feels responsible and protects and reacts in a way. It's like she's a parent. It's like she's the one watching out for her kids. That is not cool for a young girl. What is she, 9? Not cool.
Has traumatized us.
Yeah.
And my siblings, my parents, everybody who saw him like that. I don't know if we'll ever really be able to leave him again. Like, this is such a crazy situation for us that I have so much anxiety about the situation that
I'm so happy that
we're so happy everyone's not here because it is traumatizing to see your son,
I feel like Posey, like, it was traumatizing at that moment for her, but I, like, did my best to, like, keep her, like, it's okay, he's okay the whole time as best as I could.
And we see,
but she's little and, like, she's over it now. Like, she doesn't talk about it. I feel like she's little enough to where it wasn't, like, that big of a deal for her. She'll forget. So it's good. Anyways, it's good.
It's so tricky because, like, I've seen videos of people having seizures, even kids, and it's more like shaking and kind of like convulsing.
He wasn't shaking at all, and that's what scared me most, because I feel like if I knew it was a seizure, I wouldn't have been that terrified if I knew what was happening.
He wasn't like seizing. It was looking about that at the ceiling until he went lifeless, eyes still open, and like not breathing. So it was
purple.
We get it. You've said this 5 times. What are they trying to milk this for? If you want to tell the story, cool. But they keep repeating the same shit over and over and over again for the dramatization or whatever you want to call of it. That's crazy. Chill, man. This video's not even halfway through yet.
It's just the most terrifying thing. I can't.
We got it. You're terrified.
We're hoping to relay this.
Oh, here we go. Lesson incoming. Here we go, everybody. The parents are going to tell us all how to be parents.
People are going to watch this whose kids this is going to happen to them. And I feel like if someone had explained to me prior, because I've had so many conversations with friends, people from church, whatever,
people that have said their kids.
That said, our kid has that exact same thing. And it's like, thank God.
Thank God your kid had a febrile seizure? Okay.
Or our kid has done that exact same thing and he's okay. It's going to be okay. So that's what we want to relate through this is one, as parents, we need to be CPR certified, because I've never, that was the first time I've ever done CPR, and we have no idea if the CPR helped, what it did, if it saved him, if he was just gonna seize and get better, whether CPR was performed or not, we have no idea, because his seizure had kind of ended by the time the paramedics showed up, so unfortunately nobody.
So they're making this out like this kid was gone forever, and it was a period between 1 and 5 minutes, and he was good even before the paramedics got there. And so they're maximizing this 25-minute story and photos and everything into this one little tiny period. And I get it. I'm not saying that it's not scary, because as a parent, I would freak too. But you know what I would never do is come on this microphone and this camera and tell you about it. Because that's their medical privacy. That's their right to not have the world know about that. I can't get over it.
Besides our family saw it happen. But long story short, went to the hospital.
No, your long story is long. It's continuing. Because you've already said we already know everything that happened.
They got the fever down, and they just kind of explained to us that they see this pretty commonly, where kids' fevers get high, they seize, and we just kind of, as parents, need to do everything that we can to try to get that fever from getting so high. So we come home, and a total just. Obviously, my family came in for the baby, but all that we're talking about, I mean, you cancel your induction.
Cancel my induction, obviously.
So we're not going in at 2 hours to have a baby.
And now I went from, like, every day trying to get this baby out, like, bouncing on balls, like, bouncing on exercise balls.
Oh, exercise ball. Okay, got it.
Just, like, doing everything you're supposed to like, induce labor. And now I'm, like, crossing my legs, sitting down.
So neither of anything will do any of the things you want. Both ways. Apparently going to Denny's, though. For my wife, she went in, she was like a centimeter. They're like, you can't come in yet. We went to Denny's, got back 10 centimeters. Boom. Denny's is the answer.
Picking up toys, like trying everything to like keep this baby in, because I'm just like, Jesus like so showed up in this moment of like, we were about to head to the hospital in 5 hours and this happened. And like, I could not imagine like if we were at the hospital having this baby and something like this happened and we weren't here, or
it's just such crazy timing because he had his seizure and he has had it one since that wasn't.
So is she saying Jesus showed up? What? Your kid has a seizure? That's Jesus showing up? Their logic's flawed, right? Because they're like, well, Jesus showed up because my kid had a seizure during the time I was just about to have a baby. So Jesus, thanks. I mean, Ned wouldn't be like, Jesus, why did you give him a seizure? I'm just saying, I know it wasn't Jesus. I'm just saying. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't ring right.
Near as bad, and we're hoping that that's more of a common one. We think this first one was really severe. And I don't know if everyone's first one's severe.
How do you know? You don't even know what he gave you, say the name of it. How do you know it was severe?
But he wasn't, and we've explained this.
Yes, you said it 14 times. He wasn't. We got it. We got that.
Yeah. Like if that happened while he was napping, or if that happened while we weren't watching him, we have no idea.
Another God thing I'm going to share.
Oh, thanks. Here we go.
I put Zealand down.
Pastor Savannah coming in for the landing.
At 1 o'clock every day for a nap.
Every day.
He naps 1 to 4 every single day. I've never put him down earlier. Rarely will put him down later than that. Like that's my schedule. And that morning I thought he looked a little sleepy, and I've never put him down at 10 o'clock for a nap. Not once. Like besides when he was a baby. I put him down at 10 for a nap, so he napped from like 10 till 1. And if he was napping at that time... Yeah.
Don't do the what ifs, okay? Stop it. This is a video. Don't do that. Because you don't need to share that shit. That's so morbid. Stop it.
I mean, like just, there's so many...
Because again, they're capitalizing on it. So they're giving you the morbid, what if, we fell asleep on the roof and fell off? What if? These are what ifs. You don't need to share this with people. They have tons of kids watching this shit. So not appropriate.
Things that just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that we were both here, so many things lined up that we're thankful for.
And the fact that the baby's still not here and gave us all this time for him to get better is like so amazing, because I've had all my babies early.
Yeah.
So for my fourth to not come early is crazy.
Yeah.
Is it crazy?
We're thankful. We're hopeful, and we really hope that this message helps people.
Well, we saw more.
Oh, it does. I'm so glad you think of it.
So that was Wednesday. We come back Wednesday night. Obviously, and I know that you guys are gonna send us a lot, and we love the help that you guys send us. But we're doing the ibuprofen, swapping off with Tylenol.
Oh, now he's all good with meds. Getting all the meds now. Except for if you have anxiety or depression, don't touch that shit. Eat more vegetables.
Whenever he gets hot, the wet washcloths, keeping them hydrated. Everything that is possible. We're like, is there anything more that we can be doing? And they're like, no, you're doing it all.
Yeah.
So Thursday, come back.
Thursday he has a fever all day, but he did fine.
He hovered low hundreds.
Yeah.
So we found out that he around his seizure he was around 104.
And we took him into the pediatrician.
If your kid's 104, don't just give him Tylenol. You call call the ambulance. Take your kid to the hospital. 104 is DEFCON, go to the hospital. So, and he left that out when he said the temperature. He didn't say it till now. So if your kid is 104, it's not just Tylenol time. It's time to go to the hospital. That's another thing parents should know. So hopefully they say that. If it's 104 at minimum, call somebody. You know, we have, in Ontario, we have a nursing line that we can call. Hey, I've got this issue. They'll tell you, okay, it sounds like you need to go to the hospital. That's what they'll say. But we have that, obviously, capacity here. But they might not. But call a doctor, call a hospital, call 911, and just, because maybe they'll give you some information. But also, they say they live next to a fire station. Maybe pop over there, knock on the door. Hey, guys. Those guys are trained professionals too. So there's a lot they could do here, but 104 is pretty dangerous, everybody.
Yeah. Go to sleep.
We're basically just watching him like a hawk all night.
We're not sleeping. I say go to sleep.
Yeah, I would put my kid in my bed. Sorry. I know that's some people wouldn't, but I would. No way I would just I'd be there with you for all night. I'd be sleeping with the kid. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you.
All night.
And praying that I don't go into labor.
Yeah. Right.
Because we need to film that shit. They need to film all that stuff. So if this Zealand thing's getting in the way of them having all their thing filmed. Here's the thing. Do you think that they would have still filmed that shit if this was happening in Zealand while they were having their thing? You know they would, because that is the most important thing to them. Is this pregnancy, because they need this. Okay? It is incredible how the pregnancy shit that goes on the internet is so important to these people. It's the most important thing to family vlogs is birthing babies, because it makes them so much money. And they're sitting here thinking, oh, I'm glad that we didn't get it because he was doing that. So thank God. What they're thanking God for is the fact that they could cancel this thing because they're planning it to be inducted for content. Don't miss it. Insanity.
Friday was looking really good.
Friday looked good. We're because he's playing.
Oh my God, I'm fast forwarding.
So we're freaking out.
Well,
Today.
Even just our church, our pastor. You guys, so many friends, so many family, so many people I haven't heard from in so long have reached out regarding this, and even just our church, our pastor. I can't thank all of you guys enough. There's such a community of people who've been praying and lifting Zealand up, and not just Zealand, but my wife and this baby. I mean, it was just such a crazy time.
Do your church, nobody in church thinks that what you're doing is not okay? Like other people in your church saying, yeah, they're really good at this. People that go to the Cole and Sav's church, anybody goes to church, do you realize that child exploitation is a sin? Like, do you understand that, right? You understand that giving away all the privacy of all the kind of stuff, that shit is not okay. That's a sin. Okay? I don't care what you think. God doesn't want your kids on the internet for predators to watch. I'm sorry. Okay? Pranking your kids, making Everly like the parent, doing the things that these people do, lying, using clickbait, which is technically a lie. Like you're lying to get people to watch your shit, and living the way that they do. Again, these people always claim Christianity and lift us up in prayer and God and all this stuff, yet they're so about just themselves that it's mind-blowing that they can't see it themselves. They likely go to a church that is about that, it's like wealth and prosperity. A lot of people who are wealthy, who are about themselves, they go to these types of churches because they want to justify their lifestyles as Christians, right? Because if you are wealthy and you're a Christian, it's a really, really difficult thing to be, because the Bible says itself, it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. Because rich people generally are selfish, not all the time, but a lot of them are. I've seen a lot of Christians who are wealthy who give all their money away, which is great. That's what God actually wants you to do with your money. But they need to be a parts of these types of churches because they want to feel justified in the way that they live debaucherous lifestyles. Like they're not giving at all. And if they do, it's like this much. Like most churches are. Most churches will give 10% of their shit away to like missions and stuff, and 90% of it goes towards everything inside the building and salaries inside the building, right? Churches do this wrong. Churches can do so much more with the wealth that they have, and yet they waste so much money. The same with rich Christians. So they tend to gravitate towards theology that allows them to feel good about their lifestyles. But in the end, you're going to have a wake-up call, because it's not what Jesus wanted for people with wealth. Just read the Bible. It's all there.
We're prepping. It's funny. Every night before my family came, it's like, we better get to bed early to get some sleep.
I know. And now
this baby,
no sleep.
And now we have like literally no sleep. But I couldn't be more thankful and more optimistic for the future, and we're just sharing this that
Better
hopefully,
days are ahead.
raise awareness to some extent. I know that
Raise awareness to how to be shitty parents. Thanks for the awareness. Don't do what these people do.
this is a fairly common thing, and I wish I had known about it more.
Yeah.
And even if Zealand does in the future, likely if he gets a high fever that we can't keep down and it happens again.
At least we know what to do.
Yeah. So, and we're going to better prepare ourselves, and obviously with future kids, make sure that just the fevers don't get too high.
It says a lot, too, that they haven't better prepared themselves to be parents because they just think they can turn a camera on. That's their parenting. Better prepare yourselves before this shit goes down, everybody.
That's just dangerous in general. So,
Yeah.
This is so bad.
I think that's all for now.
Is it?
Obviously,
Raise awareness.
this baby is literally going to come any day. So, we want to enjoy those moments as best we can.
Translation. We want to film this shit so we can make some money.
And likely we'll film
I speak fluent family vlogger now.
like we did with the past babies, and those are our favorite videos, our favorite things. We want to.
Are they your favorite videos? I wonder why they're your favorite videos, Cole. I wonder why. I can't think of a reason at all as why they would be your favorite videos.
Be happy. We want to enjoy them, so we almost just want to get through this if we can. If that's what God intends for us to do, get through this, get over it, and then step into this next season, hopefully, of better days. Because the
Next season.
past days have not been my favorite. But Zealand's okay.
But here we are capitalizing on it.
Okay. And that's
Nothing goes to waste with these people.
you're okay. You're
I'm
hurting.
good. I'm hurting.
You're hurting.
I've never been so pregnant before.
This is the most pregnant she's
Yeah, you have. 3 times before this one, so you have.
ever been. You're supposed to get induced almost a week
Hitting it.
ago, but
It's okay.
baby girl.
I'm actually really happy that she's not here. I feel like this is just such a God thing.
It's a God thing. Stupid. It's a God thing that our son had a febrile seizure. Thanks, God.
And the fact that she hasn't come naturally, we think because you're getting induced, maybe baby girl needed more time to cook.
A little more time to cook. Is that it?
Extra time. So
That's a God thing then, I guess.
Cozy's trying to get in here, so that's our cue to go.
yeah.
Hey, can you come parent us, please? There's a fire. Like somebody's in the bathtub too. Let's just go. I need a freaking granola bar. Let's do this. Like I don't want to. Again, like the Reddit forum said, I don't want to diminish that this is a scary thing because it is a scary thing, right? Like the awareness and all that kind of stuff. They all say this. Every single family vlogger that does this, who exploits their children in their medical crisis, they all say this. Just in case somebody needed to know. Again, let's make sure we realize and tell people, hey, this can happen to anybody, but make sure the first thing you do is call a doctor or 911. Don't look to influencers for any of this shit. Okay? I'm just saddened that these people feel like every single thing that happens to them in their life, everything, especially with their kids, is just an opportunity to make content because they ran out of shit to talk about. They're waiting for this baby to come, which is their big payday. They're running out of shit to talk about. So when this happens, they'll take pictures, they'll do all these things, and they will capitalize on it. That can't be forgotten here. Okay? They don't know CPR. They don't know. Like, these parents were ill prepared to begin with, and then they're just admitting, even on camera, that they're more ill prepared. And they're also admitting, don't forget that big one, that Everly Labrant feels like she is the parent of these children, and she freaks when something goes on with the kids because she feels responsible because these two people don't parent very well. I'm telling you that. If a 9-year-old feels that kind of pressure, you need to reassess how you're parenting because that is really scary for a 9-year-old. She should not be that person that is the support to the parents. That is unbelievable. Not only is Everly Labrant like the reason that they make their money, okay, but she's also like her siblings' caretaker. Unbelievable, these people. And thanks again, Sherry, for showing us your cleavage. Make sure the Zealand update's there. This whole family. Give your heads a shake, you bunch of donuts. Ugh. Stuff pisses me off, and it should piss you off too. These people will stop at nothing. And he has proven time and time again that he just doesn't care. These people don't care about anybody but themselves. And that's Family Vlogger in a nutshell. Everybody take a deep breath. You need that one today. Jeez. I hope that you guys are incredible. And if you are a parent out there who have these struggles with these types of things, just make sure you are prepared. There are videos, there are courses you can take. If it could be a wake-up call for you to say, hey, I need to know how to do these types of things, good. Get it done, okay? But at the same time, not from these people. Okay, go to professionals because you guys are incredible, valuable. Don't you ever forget it, and I'll see you tomorrow.